That is so crucial because we were really lucky that the lawyer that got involved with this comes from a rural background growing up, is on a ranch now and still practicing as a lawyer. And she is so knowledgeable and just such a straight shooter. And, she's really a gift. And I think you have to be really selective. If you want to have somebody, you can find a lawyer that can write something up, but it's probably may not be to your best, what you want, and that's what it's all about. It's making sure that your goals are understood. And sometimes we don't talk the same language. And so it takes a little, communication to go back and forth and make sure that you're, what you want. Because everybody thinks, well, you'll just divide everything, however many ways, and that's all you have to do. But that's not planning, that's a plan for disaster. We just see it over and over again with family farms, and I just think that you need to have a good accountant anymore and a good lawyer to kind of help with everything, because it's not easy. It's complicated.
Pam, the lawyer that's on our panel, will tell you ought to interview your lawyers. They're an employee of yours, and you ought to interview them just like you would an employee and pick the one out that fits you. So.
Well, it's definitely an emotional situation because you're talking about death, and we all think we're going to get past it, but it's not. It's going to be a part of it, and so we need to be, accept that fact that it is. It's going to be hard to think about, and as a couple, you have to think about what's the situation if I go first, and how do you do that, or if Vern goes first, then how do you go? They're two different scenarios, and I think, and when at the National Grazing Conference, when they've done these presentations there, as the spouse that I get to sit back and watch the crowd, see the reactions, it really is good because it really does touch people, and they're not quite ready to get there, but hopefully it's those few baby steps that gets them going forward to think about it, because we have to have a succession plan. We all do. That's all there is to it. And it just wasn't encouraged, I don't think, in the past.
Every situation is unique, and you have to adjust to your situation. The saying in Sucession is, equal may not be fair, and fair may not be equal. Every situation is different. The person that comes back and continues, are they entitled to more? That's the one thing we've learned, that it's whatever mom and dad say it is. The next generation has to accept, because it's theirs to say. But emotionally for us, that is hard, to feel like you're being fair to all of them. One day I feel like being fair to this one. The next day I feel like being fair to this one. So you have to weigh that, and we've got a plan set, but we've already want to do some changes in it.
And we've just in our area, people of our generation, we have seen where their parents didn't do any succession planning, and they had to sell the ranch because 2 out of 5 wanted to keep the ranch, but the other 3 just wanted the money, and they were long gone. They were out of the area. They didn't have any interest in it. You just can't necessarily come up with that much money, to do that. And so the consequence was the whole thing had to be sold, and that's, it's not what the parents would have wanted, but it was the lack of seeking out legal help to make sure, that they always say, if you don't take care of it, the state will tell you how to, divide up how it's going to be handled, and you don't want that. So.
And the state likes their cut, so if you can avoid that is important. Every family has struggles, personality struggles, or decision struggles, or just difference of opinion struggles. And so, in a family operation, there's always underlying stress, hopefully small amounts, but that's what you want to keep it at. You don't, when it starts to a boiling point, then there's usually issues. So, and that's by writing stuff down, having it, you're taking away some of that. If it's planned, you've taken away the emotional and the stress part, some of it.